Welcome everybody to the symposium for the EDI Caucus. Thank you so much for everybody who's joined us today. My name is Kate Sang. I'm the Principal Investigator of the EDI Caucus, and I'm going to start off with a little bit of housekeeping before we move on. So that those of you know, we are hybrid, so we have people in the room today and we have people online. And I've been given a very helpful slide deck to tell me exactly where I need to be, at what point, what I need to say, almost down to the minute. Before I really get started though, I want to say thank you to Lizzie and Fenella, who we would not be here today without them. They've done a fantastic job organising the symposium. And I'm also delighted to see Katrine here, who worked for the caucus for about a year as project manager as well. So I want to thank everybody that's been involved in organising today, and also thanks to everybody that's come up to. I'm going to say it's not a cold day. I'm going to say it's a beautiful, crisp, lovely day in Edinburgh, but it is pretty cold. So I'm going to go through some slides now with just some housekeeping information. If the fire alarm goes, it's real. So just to kind of start off with that and talk about accessibility a bit. So we do have a code of conduct. We've never had to throw anybody out of a meeting, so let's hope today is not the first time that we have to do that. But as you'd imagine, EDICa is committed to creating a space where everybody can have a harassment-free experience, regardless of gender, gender identity and expression, age, sexual orientation, disability, physical appearance, body size, race, ethnicity, religion, or technology choices. And we won't tolerate any harassment. Like I said, we've never had to throw anybody out, so I don't think today is going to be the first day that we have to do that, but it's just to set some ground rules. And if anybody at any point feels unsafe or would like to talk to us, if you find somebody with a rainbow lanyard, they're a member of the EDICa team, and they can help you out. We have British Sign Language interpreting, so I can see Andy, but people in the room can't. And there's British Sign Language interpreting today. So if you do need to use that, we can show you the Zoom link to get onto that. I'm now getting background. Okay. So we have two interpreters today. They will be swapping over, and that's Andy and Mark. And if you do require the BSL interpreters and you're in the room, please let one of us know, and we can get you access to Zoom to see the BSL interpreters. So this is what it looks like if you're on Zoom. I don't think it looks like that to us. But if you're on Zoom, you'll be able to see the interpreters and you'll be able to see the speaker and you'll be able to see the slides as well. We're using auto-generated closed captions today, so hopefully they're picking up accents well and they're accurate. You can see them on the screen. You would also be able to show them to yourself on Zoom if you're online as well. If you're on campus, so those of us in Edinburgh are on the campus, the toilets, which is probably the most important piece of information for the day, are back through those double doors, the next double doors, and then there's toilets to your right, and then straight ahead of you is the accessible toilet, which is also the gender neutral toilet as well. If you have any accessibility needs that we have not addressed today, please just speak to one of us who's wearing a rainbow lanyard. We have tried to account for everything, but it's probably not possible to account for absolutely everything. So if there's anything that we've got wrong, please do let us know. We also, in the foyer space there, have quiet spaces. If anybody needs a few minutes to themselves, please use that. Please come and go during the day as well. So if you need a bit of a break or you feel like you might want to explore the campus a bit, please do that. We've got masks for people, we've got hand sanitizer, and we've also got gloves for people, sterile gloves if they'd like to use those as well. And if you need to take a meeting at any point in the day, we understand everybody's busy. We have meeting rooms that you can book in the foyer area as well. We're going to be using Slido for Q&A. So on each table, you should see a QR code and also how to access Slido. You can ask questions all the way through the day. We have moderators who are looking at the questions. They're going to help me access them, but also just to make sure that people's questions are being answered and really highlighted. Obviously, you can ask questions in the room as well, and we have a roving mic for those who would like to do that. And that's what Slido looks like. Okay, so that's what you can see. And if you're online, you can join us using the QR code or the link and the number as well. So other useful information. Most of the day is just one thing at a time, but we have got a couple of sessions where there's parallel sessions. So after EDICa team speak this morning, there will be a flexible fund session, one in this room and one online, because not everybody could join us in person. So you've been sent the programme, you can have a look and see which session you'd like to join. And then this afternoon, we have a panel session, which is just for online, which is EDI in the current political climate, and that's chaired by Professor Heather McGregor. If you're here, we're going to ask that if you would like to, you'd stay here and do the co-design session, but there obviously are meeting rooms if you wanted to join that discussion online as well. The online flexible fund session doesn't have a BSL interpreter, so if you are using BSL, we would suggest that you stay watching the in-person flexible fund session. You may have noticed in the foyer area are posters of flexible funds as well, so please do take time, if you want a few minutes to yourself, go and have a look at some of the fantastic work that we've been able to fund through EDICa. So before we get to me, and before I get to Steve, I would also like to say a big thanks to UKRI and the British Academy, because none of us would be here without our funders today. And they've been incredibly supportive throughout the whole process. It's 3 years, I think, since we had the interview, which has gone very quickly. I'm delighted to say that we have an extension, so EDICa is going to run until the end of 2026, which is brilliant news. And we'll still be working with UKRI and British Academy for the next year or so. But I just wanted to know, and we do have representatives from UKRI here today, and they're very, very welcome. Our next speaker is Professor Steve McLaughlin, who is Vice Principal and Provost of Heriot-Watt University, and he's just going to talk to us a little bit today, I think, about Heriot-Watt and why EDI matters at Heriot-Watt. And I'm going to give you the mic, Steve.
Yes, that's on. Well, I'm just hold it. It's probably easier than I can hand it back to Kate. So let me extend on behalf of Heriot-Watt a welcome to you all to be here. Something Heriot-Watt is very proud to have the EDI Caucus based in Heriot-Watt, to be led by Kate and the team. Heriot-Watt, as a university, I had the first Scottish Black professor, late Sir Jeff Palmer, who recently died, who was our Chancellor, one of the Windrush generation. Mary Burton, there was a building named after her, was over there, led a campaign in Heriot-Watt, allowed access for women to university education in Scotland 20 years before the legislation required it. So we see EDI as being something that's actually core to our origins, to our DNA, and something we think is really important. I'm conscious that politically this is a complicated time in the EDI space. If we look across the Atlantic, I've had conversations with Kate in a variety of contexts in terms of interacting with her around this, and she's asked me the question, is the university committed to this research and carrying it on? And I've given an unequivocal answer of yes, because all universities, but certainly Heriot-Watt in our DNA, has always been about access. And that's access for all, and be able to do that. And as technology's evolved and society has evolved, it's become clear that we have to broaden out those definitions to allow people to do that. It is challenging at times, challenging politically, it's challenging economically in the current context, but it's something we as an institution are fully committed to. And as I said, we're very proud that Kate and the team are leading this and actually doing it on behalf of the community, and it's something that we see as really important. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful day today. I'm sure you've all been to many university seminars where a senior manager has rocked up and said positive things, but please understand when I say these things, it's absolutely true, because EDICa came out of a thing called DISC, which was an EPSRC funded research project. The interesting thing about that I think is interesting from the university point of view, is that when EPSRC put the call out, Tony Weir, who was formerly in our research engagement, said, you know, actually Kate Sang and the team would be really good to lead this. So actually it was something where as an institution we bought in. I do recall we had some interesting discussions in the development of that as I critiqued, hopefully in a positive way to make the proposal better, but it's led on to EDICa. So I hope that gives you a sense of how we as an institution are committed to seeing these things continue and absolutely advance. As always, when you bring senior management in, I'm going to have to apologise because I have other meetings to deal with today, but I know you'll be in the care of Kate and the team, and you'll have a fantastic day, and you'll go away better informed and more clear about how you can actually advance the EDI agenda and understand that Heriot-Watt's committed to it. So, Kate, happy to pass it back to you.
Thanks very much, Steve. Thanks, Steve.